Have you ever been hurt by someone so deeply it left a mark? Left you questioning your own worth, made you wonder what you did wrong? We've all been there. That feeling, that ache, it's real. And in those moments, it's so tempting to want to get even, to show them just what they lost, to make them feel every ounce of the pain they put you through. But let me tell you, that kind of revenge might seem satisfying for a split second, but it won't give you the peace you're really looking for. Real peace, real power comes when you decide that they don't get to have a say in your life anymore. The best revenge, it's not about them at all, it's about you building a life that's so strong, so full, so rich with purpose that their actions fade into the background. They become just a part of the journey, not the destination. And when you get to that place, that's a victory nothing and no one can take away from you. Because here's the truth about revenge: it might satisfy you for a minute, but that feeling doesn't last. It doesn't give you real peace. It's like drinking salt water. When you're thirsty, it leaves you empty, wanting more. It doesn't give you the healing you think it does. And let's be real, if someone hurt you, they don't deserve to hold that kind of power over you. They don't deserve to occupy that much space in your life. So what's the best revenge? I'll tell you, it's success. It's growth. It's rising up and building a life that's so powerful, so full of joy and purpose that what they did to you becomes irrelevant. Now hear me out. When someone does you wrong, they're expecting a reaction. They want to see you flustered, shaken, maybe even broken. That's what they're counting on. They want to think that what they did affected you so deeply that you're stuck on it, that you're stuck on them. But the best thing you can do, the ultimate revenge, is to show them that they don't have that power over you. That their words, their actions, their cruelty, that was just a blip on your radar. It doesn't define you. It doesn't derail you. And that kind of confidence, that kind of strength, it's like a shield. It's armor. Because when you focus on yourself, when you channel that energy into becoming the best version of yourself, their power over you fades. Let me tell you something, there's nothing more powerful, more unexpected than a person who was once broken but chose to rise. That's real resilience. That's strength. And it's not the kind of strength you gain from shouting your pain or seeking to break those who hurt you. No, that kind of strength comes when you look in the mirror and decide that you're worth more than what they tried to make you believe. We don't grow stronger by tearing others down. No, we grow stronger by throwing them up, by focusing on the journey ahead, by refusing to let our lives be defined by the actions of someone else. Think about it. In the moments when someone hurts you, your mind might immediately jump to how you can make them feel what they made you feel, to make them understand the pain they've caused. But that kind of revenge, it's fleeting, it's surface level. True power doesn't come from getting even, it comes from growing, transforming, moving forward. When you're focused on building something out of what tried to break you, when you're creating a life so rich and so whole, that's the kind of success that silences all the noise. The people who hurt you, they'll see it, they'll feel it, they'll realize that they didn't stop you. They only fueled the fire inside you to rise even higher. You have to ask yourself, are you going to spend your energy tearing down someone who didn't even see your worth, or are you going to use that energy to become the person you know you're meant to be? Channel all that hurt, all that frustration into something meaningful. You have dreams, goals, a life that's waiting for you to claim it. Start pouring your energy into that, and you'll see that each day you grow. Each step you take toward your own success, you're proving that you were always stronger than they knew. Success is a language not everyone speaks. And when you're living your truth, achieving, growing, and building, the people who tried to break you will see that you've created something beautiful out of the ashes they thought they left behind. Now, I know sometimes it feels easier to snap back, to make them feel the pain they put you through. It might feel like that will set things right, that it'll ease your pain somehow. But that's just temporary relief. It doesn't heal the wound. It just makes it fester. Real healing, real strength comes from within, from deciding that the best way to respond is to live a life that's not controlled by them or anyone else. It's choosing to let go of the need to retaliate, knowing that your real worth isn't defined by their actions. Because here's the thing, when you're focused on your growth, on building your life and staying true to who you are, you're creating a legacy of resilience and success that speaks for itself. And you don't have to shout it from the rooftops. People see it, people feel it. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you walk into a room with confidence, the way you pursue your dreams without looking back. The ones who thought they could break you, they're going to see that what they did only made you stronger. That instead of being knocked down, you built yourself up, piece by piece, step by step, until there wasn't a single part of you left that they could claim. And it's not about holding on to grudges either. Holding on to bitterness is like carrying around a weight that just keeps getting heavier. Every day you hold on to that anger, it's like you're letting that person, that hurt, control you all over again. And here's the truth: resentment, it clouds your vision. It keeps you tied to a pain that's only robbing you of the life you could be living. But forgiveness is freedom. And don't misunderstand me, forgiveness doesn't mean that what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you're letting them off the hook. Forgiveness means you're letting yourself off the hook. You're freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that hurt. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's power. It's standing up and saying, I refuse to let what happened control me. When you forgive, you're taking back control. You're saying that your life, your happiness, your peace are more important than any grudge, any bitterness. Because as long as you're holding on to that hurt, they're still winning. They're still taking up space in your mind, still dictating your actions. But when you let it go, when you focus on your own growth, that's when you win. That's when you show them and yourself that you're bigger than the pain, stronger than the hurt. So take that energy, take that fire and turn it inward. Start investing in yourself. Start building something out of that hurt. Find what drives you, what excites you, and throw yourself into it. Let your life, let your achievements be the proof that you didn't just survive, you thrived. When you reach for your goals, when you pour all that energy into your dreams, you're transforming the hurt into strength, the anger into fuel, the pain into purpose. And understand this, life has a way of teaching us through the things we go through, the trials we face, the hurt we endure. And as you rise, as you grow, as you live a life that's true to who you are, you become a beacon, a light for others who might be walking through the same pain. You show them that it's possible, that it's worth it, that rising above is always better than sinking down to someone else's level. That's power. That's real influence. Now, I'm not saying you won't feel the sting every now and then. The memories won't come back sometimes. But those memories don't have to define you. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are the person who walked through the fire and came out stronger. The person who refused to let hurt dictate their worth. The person who chose to rise no matter who or what tried to keep them down. So the next time someone hurts you, remember that the best revenge is in your hands. It's not in their lives. It's not in getting even. It's in building something incredible with yours. Respect yourself enough to know that you're worth more than a grudge, more than anger, more than bitterness. Keep your head high. Keep moving forward. And let your life be the ultimate testament to the strength within you. Because when you rise, when you succeed, when you grow, you don't just overcome, you become unstoppable. So forgive. Not for them, but for you. Forgive because you deserve peace. Forgive because your energy is too precious to waste on something that doesn't serve you. See, there's something powerful that happens when you choose to forgive. You're making a decision to move forward, to let go, to create a life that's yours. And it's not about forgetting what happened. It's not about pretending the hurt wasn't real. No, it's about setting yourself free from the weight of it. It's about saying, I'm not carrying this burden anymore. And that right there, that choice to forgive brings you a peace that no revenge could ever give. When you choose to let go of the need to get even, you're clearing space in your life. You're making room for things that matter, for things that build you up instead of tearing you down. Think about it. Holding on to anger, holding on to grudges, it drains you. It keeps you stuck in a place that's dark, that's heavy, and it stops you from moving forward. But when you let it go, when you say, I'm done carrying this, you're allowing yourself to experience life again, fully, freely, without that weight on your shoulders. And in that space, you find the freedom to grow, to reach for something new, something better. Now, let's talk about growth. That's the beauty of forgiveness. It creates a foundation for growth. When you've been hurt, you're standing at a crossroads. You can let that pain hold you back, keep you anchored in the past, or you can use it as fuel to become stronger, to become wiser, to rise above it. And I'm telling you, the people who go far in life, who achieve greatness, they didn't get there because everything was easy. No, they got there because they faced obstacles, they faced betrayal, they faced pain. But instead of letting it break them, they used it to build something even stronger. Think about some of the most successful people you know, the ones who faced struggle, faced setbacks, yet somehow they kept going. They took that pain, that disappointment, and they let it push them forward. They turned every ounce of that hurt into determination, into resilience. They looked at their pain and said, I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to make something of myself. And that's the difference right there. That's the choice that separates those who stay stuck from those who move forward. So ask yourself, what can I do with this pain? How can I turn it into something meaningful? Something that benefits me? Something that helps me grow? Maybe it's starting that business you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's chasing that goal you've been putting off, or maybe it's finally investing in yourself, in your dreams, in your future. Whatever it is, let that be your response to the hurt. Let your growth, your achievements, your success be the answer to the pain you've experienced. When you use your pain as a stepping stone, as a foundation for growth, you're creating something that no one can take from you. That's the kind of strength that lasts. That's the kind of revenge that matters. Because you're not just reacting to the hurt, you're transforming it. You're turning it into something positive, something that builds you up instead of tearing you down. And believe me, that kind of growth doesn't go unnoticed. People will see it. The people who hurt you, the people who doubted you, they're going to notice that you moved forward, that you built something out of what they tried to break. They'll see that instead of falling apart, you took their negativity and turned it into something incredible. And they're going to wonder how you did it. They're going to wonder how you took the pain, the betrayal, and transformed it into strength, into success, into a life that's full of purpose and meaning. But here's the key: don't do it for them. Don't do it to prove anything to anyone else. Do it for yourself. Do it because you deserve a life that's whole, a life that's filled with joy, with peace, with accomplishment. Do it because you deserve to know just how far you can go when you let go of the need for revenge and instead focus on building a future that's worth living. Imagine looking back someday, realizing that every moment of hurt, every struggle was actually a stepping stone to the life you're living now. That's the kind of growth that lasts. That's the kind of success that no one can take from you. It's not about getting even, it's about getting better, about rising above, about reaching for something greater than the pain, greater than the hurt. This journey, this choice to forgive, to let go, is not an easy one. There will be days when it feels impossible, when you feel like the pain is too much, when you wonder if it's even worth it. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you dig deep, when you remember why you're doing this, why you're choosing to rise above. And every time you choose to move forward, every time you take a step toward growth, you're building a life that's rooted in resilience, in strength, in purpose. And as you continue on this path, you'll find that the pain starts to fade, that the hurt becomes a part of your past, not your present. What's left is a version of you that's stronger, that's wiser, that's more resilient. That's real revenge, the kind that isn't about tearing someone else down, but about building yourself up. About reaching a place in your life where you're not defined by what happened to you, but by what you did with it. When you're focused on growth, on creating a life that reflects your strength, your resilience, your purpose, you're giving yourself the greatest gift, freedom. Freedom from the chains of resentment, from the weight of bitterness. You're giving yourself permission to live, to be happy, to experience joy that's untouched by the actions of others. That's the kind of freedom that can only come from within. And it's worth every brink of struggle, every choice to move forward. So forgive, not because it's easy, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace, because you deserve to live a life that's full, that's whole, that's yours. And as you do that, as you let go of the need for revenge, as you focus on growth, you'll find that life starts to open up in ways you never imagined. You'll find that new opportunities come your way, that new relationships, new experiences, new moments of joy are waiting for you. This journey, this path of forgiveness and growth isn't about them, it's about you. It's about creating a life that's bigger than the hurt, that's filled with purpose, with meaning, with peace. And when you look back, you'll see that every step you took, every choice to rise above, every act of resilience was leading you to a life that's richer, fuller, and more powerful than you could have imagined. That's the kind of life that no one can take from you. That's the kind of revenge that truly matters. And let me tell you, people will notice. The people who hurt you, the people who doubted you, they're going to see that you took their negativity and turned it into something remarkable. They'll see that instead of breaking down, you built something incredible, something that stands strong and steady despite everything they tried to throw at you. They'll watch you move forward, and they'll feel the weight of their own actions. They'll wonder, they'll question, they'll ask themselves how you managed to turn what was meant to hurt you into something so powerful, so unstoppable. But you won't be doing it for them. No, you're doing this for you. There's something truly profound in taking all that hurt, all that pain, and using it as a foundation to build yourself up. It's not about showing them what they missed. It's about giving yourself what you deserve. You deserve a life that's full, a life that's meaningful, a life that goes far beyond the scars and the brokenness. And let me tell you, every step you take toward that life, every goal you reach, every dream you bring to reality, that's the real revenge, because you're creating a future that's bigger than any of the pain you've known. You're creating a future that's bigger than anything those people could have ever imagined for you. Revenge might give you that fleeting satisfaction, that temporary relief, but it doesn't last. It doesn't fill you up in a way that lasts, in a way that truly matters. See, the thing about revenge is that it keeps you connected to the very thing that hurt you. It keeps you tied to the pain, to the bitterness, to the resentment. You're looking backward instead of forward. But growth, that's a whole different story. Growth is about letting go of what's behind you and focusing on what lies ahead. It's about giving yourself the gift of freedom from the past and embracing a future that's filled with possibility, with purpose, with peace. When you're on the path to growth, you're giving yourself a reason to wake up each day with excitement, with determination. You're giving yourself goals, dreams, ambitions that have nothing to do with anyone else and everything to do with the life you want to create. That's a journey that doesn't just change your circumstances. It changes you. It makes you stronger. It makes you wiser. It makes you more resilient. And that kind of growth, that kind of transformation, it speaks for itself. You don't have to say a word to those who doubted you. Your life, your success, your joy, those things will do all the talking. So focus on building a future that's worth living. Focus on the kind of life that fills you up, that brings you joy, that gives you purpose. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You deserve to see just how far you can go when you let go of the need for revenge and instead choose to grow, to succeed, to build something beautiful out of the ashes. You deserve to live a life that's not defined by what happened to you, but by what you chose to do with it. You're going to have moments when it feels like revenge is the easier path, when it feels like it would be so much simpler to just give in to that anger, that frustration, that hurt. But remember, the easy path isn't always the right one. The easy path doesn't lead to the kind of life that's rich and full and meaningful. The easy path might give you a moment of satisfaction, but it won't give you the lasting peace, the joy, the fulfillment that comes from truly rising above. When you're walking in growth, in purpose, you're aligning yourself with something that's bigger than any one person, any one moment, any one experience. You're aligning yourself with your true potential, with your true purpose, with the future that's waiting for you. And that future, my friend, is worth every ounce of effort, every bit of patience, every moment of resilience. That future is worth putting down the need for revenge and picking up the desire to create something meaningful, something powerful, something that lasts. Think about the kind of legacy you want to leave. Think about the kind of story you want to tell with your life. Do you want to be remembered as someone who got even or as someone who rose above? Do you want your story to be one of bitterness, of resentment, of holding on to the past? Or do you want it to be a story of strength, of resilience, of growth? That choice is yours, and it's a choice you make every single day. You have the power to choose the path that honors who you are, the path that reflects the strength within you, the path that leads to the future you deserve. And that's not a path that's cluttered with anger, with grudges, with resentment. It's a path that's clear, that's open, that's filled with opportunity, with possibility, with peace. Because here's the truth, the greatest revenge isn't about tearing someone else down. The greatest revenge is about building yourself up. It's about creating a life so full, so rich, so meaningful that the people who doubted you, the people who hurt you, they become a mere footnote in your story. They become a part of your past, not your present, not your future. So choose growth. Choose the path that leads to a future filled with purpose, with meaning, with joy. Because that's the path that honors who you are. That's the path that leads to a life that's worth living. And every step you take on that path, every moment you choose to rise above, you're showing yourself, you're showing the world that you are stronger, that you are capable, that you are more than the hurt, more than the pain, more than the past. And that, my friend, is a kind of revenge that lasts. Choose the path that leads to something greater, something lasting. And trust me, the people who try to hurt you, they're going to see the life you've built. the strength you've gained. And that's going to say everything that needs to be said. You won't need to say a word, won't need to lift a finger. Your life, your success, the peace you found will do all the talking. And the beauty of it is that by then you won't even be thinking about them. You'll be too focused on living your life, on building your dreams, on embracing your blessings. That's the power of taking the high road. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't about what you do to others. It's about what you do for yourself. It's about standing tall, living well, thriving despite the hurt. When you make your life bigger than your pain, when you start seeing yourself as more than just someone who was hurt or betrayed, you're taking your power back. You're showing up every day with a heart full of purpose, a mindset on growth, and a spirit that refuses to be broken. That's power. That's strength. And that, my friend, is the best revenge you could ever have. People who try to tear others down, they live small lives. They're caught up in the drama and the games and the bitterness. They spend so much time trying to keep others down that they forget to lift themselves up. They forget to build something meaningful, something worth living for. But when you decide to move past that, when you decide to let go of their pettiness and focus on building yourself up, you're doing something they can't understand. You're showing them that you're bigger than their actions, stronger than their words, more resilient than they ever imagined. And when you reach that point, when you're living your life on your own terms, in your own way, they're going to notice. They're going to see that their attempts to hurt you only made you stronger, only made you more determined to create something beautiful out of the mess they tried to leave behind. They're going to see that their negativity was nothing more than fuel for your journey. And that kind of strength, that kind of resilience, it's a language they can't understand, but they'll feel it all the same. But don't do it for them. Don't build your life just to prove something to the people who hurt you. Do it because you deserve a life that's full, a life that's rich, a life that honors who you truly are. Do it because you had dreams to chase, goals to reach, a future to create that has nothing to do with the pain of the past. Because that's where true peace comes from, not from getting even, but from moving on. From deciding that your life, your happiness, your success are too precious to waste on anything that drags you down. Now, let me tell you something about strength. Real strength isn't about how much you can push back against the people who tried to hurt you. Real strength is about how much you can rise above. It's about holding your head high when it would be easier to let it drop. It's about choosing joy when you could choose bitterness. It's about walking your own path, regardless of what others say or do, regardless of how they try to define you. Real strength is quiet, it's steady. It doesn't need an audience. It just is. And when you embody that kind of strength, you're doing something that goes beyond revenge. You're changing the game. So let your actions speak for you. Let your growth, your success, your happiness be the story that people see. You don't need to talk about it. Don't need to shout from the rooftops. Just live it. Let your life be proof that nothing anyone does to you can hold you back. Let your success be the evidence that you're bigger than any attempt to tear you down. Because that's a story that speaks louder than any words, any gestures, any acts of revenge. And here's the thing, when you focus on growth, when you focus on living well, the need for revenge just fades away. It becomes irrelevant. You're too busy building your life, too busy creating something meaningful to waste time on people who tried to hurt you. You're too busy becoming who you're meant to be, becoming someone who's wise, someone who's kind, someone who's grounded in purpose and strength. And when you reach that point, you're untouchable. You've created a life that's beyond the reach of anyone's negativity, anyone's attempts to tear you down. So keep your eyes on the future. Keep building, keep growing, keep thriving. Focus on what you want, on what you can create, on the life that's waiting for you. Because that life, that future, is worth so much more than anything that's behind you. You're on a journey, and that journey is yours alone. It's yours to shape, yours to define, yours to live fully and completely. And as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're choosing growth over bitterness, you're on the right path. Remember, the best revenge is not about hurting someone back. It's about living a life that's so full, so joyful, so meaningful that the people who tried to hurt you, they become irrelevant. Their actions lose their power over you. They become a distant memory, a part of the past that has no place in your present, no place in your future. You've taken back your power, taken back your peace, and you're living a life that's rooted in strength, in purpose, in resilience. So choose to rise above. Choose to let go of the need to get even and instead focus on getting better. Focus on creating a life that reflects the person you truly are, a life that's filled with purpose, with peace, with joy. Because that, my friend, is the kind of life that no one can take from you. That's the kind of life that speaks louder than any act of revenge ever could. And that's the kind of life that's worth living.